Hi, dear friends. This is Wasima Isra. I hope you are doing great. I'm coming in to share with you one of my favorite tarot decks ever, which is the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, created by Phyllis Curot and artwork by Danielle Barlow. This deck is unique. It's different than the other tarot decks, the Rider-Waite or the Thoth. Its system in itself takes roots in the traditional tarot Rider-Waite, but the journey of the majors has been inverted. So instead of going from the Fool and reaching the illumination or the transcendence through the journey, we embody. The Fool goes the opposite journey in a way, takes another choice, that of embodiment, embodying on the earth. This deck is amazing for those who are into shamanism, into animism, into the traditions of the land, which means communicating with the plants, communicating with the local old traditions or ancestors, for those who are deeply in love and devoted to nature, to the elements. And the creator, Phyllis Curot, made a great video that I suggest you watch, because she shares about the tarot and its spirit. And she talks about the elements as being a big part of this deck, and they wanted to focus on them. The other aspect I very much loved about this deck is that they journeyed. They made 120 shamanic journeys to know the meaning and dive into the meaning of every card and depict it. This is a solid work in the spiritual field for us who are travelers, shamanic practitioners, and who are into the priestesshood. This is a real dedication that asks for respect and for reverence. So it's a deck that it represents all these values. And talking about the values, the deck shares the values of nature, of love, of these teachings from the natural realm, from the spirit allies, from the animal kingdom, from the plants kingdom, and from other allies, which we call, can be archetypes, gods, goddesses, or ancestors. So it's a really very real shamanic work, and I know and I feel its truth through this. I feel its maturity, its wisdom. And for those who want to journey with this deck, and maybe use it as a tool to implement your own practice and to develop the devotion and the dedication to your own practice, I think it's very, very great. Really great tool for that. If we go through the book, I just put some notes here to share with you some sentences which are filled with wisdom. Let me just look for it here. So the heart. So since we know at the heart of the Witch's Wisdom Tarot was the unity of spirit of creation, of energy and embodiment, this really synthesizes the goal of this tarot deck. Also, one of the values is to use what is available to us. Has brought kind of destruction and non-respect and non-reverence. So this deck helps us to reconnect and work with the elements. And this, I talk a lot about it in the Temple of Roses, where I suggest to people to not only use the roses, but to collaborate with them, and for the priestesses to become the roses. So there's these three ways of being and connecting to the plant kingdom. So yeah, I shared about 120 journeys that have been done here, um, and how these journeys transformed them. They became charged with divinity, with humbling and empowering energies, but also they saw their responsibilities and the destruction that is in the world, but they still have that hope that we can create a future that we want. And as a word about the minor arcana, that reveal natural, whole, holy selves and guide us in recovering our wild and wise essence as part of nature and as an embodiment of spirit. And they say they reveal the future as it could and should be and how to create it. This is very amazing deck. I mean, I don't know how to tell you, like, it feels a lot like the energy of Artemis, or, we call her also Diana, the guardian of animals, and her message. I feel this deck is filled with the energy of Artemis, but not only, many other mothers coming here to awaken us to our connection, to remind us our connection to nature, and for all the shamans in spirit calling us back to work and to reestablish the connection. Shamanic work is about connecting, is not just about getting answers. Most of the job that gets done through shamanic work is through establishing the connection. And that is I would say, the 90% of the work, because the rest will unfold naturally. Yeah, so one of the things I started doing also is to embody and to take this deck as my own. And I started writing some sentences or words, keywords on it, so that the guidance I can receive is quick and is spot on. And because when you do reading, it depends on how you use the deck. You can use it for shamanic work, for meditation, but if you use it for divination or for quick answers or for sessions, I like to have these kind of keywords that complement the image. And it is my way also of getting used to each card, because when you write the definition or the meaning of every card, you are obliged to look at it, to see it, to read about it in the guidebook. And this is a great way to get used to it, to learn about it, as I said. So what I want to share with you is the journey of the major arcanas, and we can talk about this later here. So the pilgrim, what I learned from listening to the author Phyllis Curot. She wrote many books also about witchcraft and so on, if that interests you. But she shares about this character, that is the fool, being the same throughout all the journey in the major arcana, but he or she changes. And this is amazing, because we are filled with so many archetypes within us, but also we change through our life. We change through the trip we take on through the cosmos. And I really feel this present through the major arcanas. It was great to learn about it. So we have the Fool, getting to that unknown, but at the same time knowing the journey that she's gonna have. She's stepping into the unknown, but is it really unknown? It might be unknown for us, but she might deeply know where she is going. Another fun thing to see is this necklace she has with the 5 points that she talks about. You can find it throughout all the cards, and we will see it together. So the pilgrim, going on a journey, leaving the world behind, starting a new experience of embodying herself, embodying the different archetypes within her in nature. And that's why I feel like it's really becoming Artemis, or becoming the protector of nature, the guardian of the forest, in a way, the guardian of the animals and the plant kingdom. And so as she travels, she's stripped away from all her past, all her belongings. Everything is can taken off out of her, because she has to leave the past. She has to leave what she was, and from there she reconnects to her sensitivity, her vulnerability. And you see this symbol. She is the same. She is the same character, but here we are seeing kind of her transformation. She's becoming that young man, not adult yet, but filled with hope, with kind of regenerating. I've been able to regenerate himself even if he has wounds. I'm sorry for the, I'm not using the right pen to write, but that's that's what I have for now. Here we find her again as being the dog wolf, and she's embodying her feminine side also, and being able to connect to the mysteries. But she's out of the waters, then she jumps into the waters. She's becoming that star that she knows who she is and why she is here. And I love this, like the moon becoming the moon. But you can find more about it in the cards. I find her text really beautiful about the star. Here we have the take risking. Now that she discovered who she is and why she is here, she will take risks. She wants to go deeper into knowing herself, but also deeper into her mission. She's able to take risks and to say goodbye to her kind of ancestors or traumas or past traumas, but taking the good things from her past and leaving the, I would say, the things that do not serve her anymore. And through this, she goes through this journey of healing to being reborn, or to live the rebirth. And you see, it's always the same character. It's really amazing. And then she shapeshifts. She becomes this man who is now able to give back to nature. Now that he or she understood the journey and allowed himself or herself to receive love again, to be open to grace and love. And this, and of course, the consequence is balance, is reciprocity between her and the world and the kingdom of animals and plants. Now she can live with them, and that is the full respect of nature, and that brings abundance, and that feels like as if she understands now the cycle of living here on earth, what it means, going through them, respecting them. And maybe she can meet with the shaman that will teach her even more about this connection, so that she goes even deeper. And the serpent is really interesting because we find it in many cards. The strength, now her strength does not come only from her will, but comes from her spiritual being and spiritual beings that are with her and accompany her in the journey, which is the chariot. Now she is walking alongside her allies to discover a new path, to continue the journey, but she's trusting the path. She's going side by side with her companion. She's not leading. It's not one leading the other, but they are together. Again, she is here present in love, in communion with her allies. It's really beautiful. The plants very present in this deck. Also, if you work with plant medicine, wisdom keeper, relations. Reflection, traditional wisdom. She's meeting again with that not only shaman, but now we are having this divination aspect, this stories aspect. She is embodying more and more her wisdom and her knowledge. Now she's meeting, and we are meeting the guardian, where she is having that self-confidence, she's being true to herself, and then she's meeting the great mother, the mother of all, the source of all, and then the priestess comes here as the path of devotion, but also this kind of in between two worlds, channeling the divine messages. The moon is one of the very archetypal energies present in this deck. And then one of the best cards, the Council of All Beings, where she has the access to the council. She got mature, and she's able to enter the council, to discuss, to ask questions, to ask for guidance, but also to be one of them on this earth. It's really beautiful journey. As we have seen in the minor cards. Also, it's quite different from the Rider-Waite Smith deck. Some minors, I must say that there is some repetition, I feel, in some of the cards, because as this deck carries values, you will see a lot of blessings, abundance, connection, trust. Faith also is a message that comes back often in these cards. So they might feel a bit repetitive for some. For some of you, but at the same time, they offer us a different image, a different view of what is these cards. It's kind of like, I feel like this deck has created its own system, basically in parallel. You see here, 6 of water. We can dive deep. We are able to change. Here we have the warning and urgency. There's a lot of also underlined or messages around protection of nature and the resources we have. What are we using? Is it possible to live in a different way? How can we preserve our resources? Because we are communing with nature. So by love, we are called to preserve them. This card is beautiful. This card is really interesting because Baba Yaga, we know her, and we see that kind of bring in the knowledge that maybe cannot be transmitted anymore, but still she is using the fire from the ashes and trying to bring something up, to build something new. So beautiful, beautiful values that are being transmitted in this deck. We see here the reference in these two cards, the reference to the Egyptian mythology, or the Egyptian shamanism, I would call, with the symbol of Kepra, and that kind of renewing and bringing the sun to its next cycle. I love the birds that are present in this deck. So you are here in company of many guides that they have depicted, that the artist Danielle put into images, and you feel their energy and their presence through it. I would call it like a healing deck, but it's not. For example, I'm not using it for my usual healing sessions. It's a deck that wants to speak, that wants to be observed, showed. Its energy needs to be communicated through the images and the words. So I think it will be really nice to kind of like use it in circles, shamanic circles or healing circles, to get some messages and communicate about, some of these principles, nature principles, maybe to do journeys with some cards, because they are really worth it. However, I feel it needs like some profound work if you do journeys with it, because there is this sequence that is in the deck. You would be missing something if you don't own the deck and go into the sequences. Some of these sequences are just maybe few cards a week, or maybe just use this deck during a month to get to know it fully. Maybe you can connect with the animals in it. Maybe just choose the animal that is calling you, and you can maybe connect through some spreads with it too. So there is kind of sequence dedication that I feel is encouraged, is pushed through this work, and it will be like missing something if you don't do it in that way. All right, so I think I'm gonna close my video for now. Just wanted to share with you where I have been to with this deck, and possible ways to use it. But I will be back probably for more content about shamanic work, maybe shamanic books that you can read to enhance your practice of shamanic journey, things like that. So please let me know if you are interested. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you love this deck, and wish you a great day. Bye bye.